Québec in Canada, I'm going to switch around and you can see Azamara Quest. Whee! There, in the distance. So I'm on board. Oh, sorry, that's a bit. Yeah. I'm on board Azamara Quest at the moment on a cruise for Canada and the US. I'm just quickly going to jump on here and just tell you about the AzAmazing Evening we did in Quebec. So it's an AzAmazing Celebration, and it was entitled, I'm reading off my husband's phone so I don't get it wrong, The Soul of Quebec City, a Piano Odyssey with Steve Barakatt. It was excellent. And now the main thing that I'm so obsessed with how excellent it was the logistics of the night. So basically, Azamara, they decant the whole of the ship, the whole of a cruise ship. I mean, granted, we're a little tiny cruise ship, but not that small actually. There's about 600 of us on. The whole of the ship, we all get off onto coaches, go to a beautiful location and enjoy a concert. Like, incredible logistics. So we got back onto Quebec. We got back onto the ship after a day in Quebec, and then went and the dress code was smart casual. So people were in a range of outfits. When there was a man in a kilt, which I'm pretty sure is probably the man that I filmed playing the bagpipes the next day, probably. There was people in jeans and t-shirts, people in dresses. I can't even remember what I wore jeans, very smart jeans, and a sequiny top. And Dave wore jeans, smart jeans, and a shirt. So it was casual, smart casual. People, you can dress up or dress down as much as you want, but not like shorts and flip-flops and such like. And also, it's a bit chillier in the evening in Quebec, so you did need sort of substantial clothes. And it did say to bring a coat in case you felt the cold. We didn't take a coat, we were all right. But yeah, I mean, you're not outside for long. You're in the coach and then you go into the concert hall and then you're back in the coach and back to the ship. So we waited. We were told that disembarkation for the event would happen from 6 o'clock in the evening. So we went to the den and waited, and there were lots of people there waiting. So we were going to be taken off the ship as per our deck. So we had deck 7. So we waited for our deck to be called and then went off the ship. And then there was a coach ready for us. We were given stickers and we were number 7, I think by chance rather than because there were buses 1, 2, 3, all sorts. So we just happened to be deck sticker 7. And then we got on the coach and we're driven. We had a guide who gave us some information as we drove along. She was quite funny. Actually, she gave us information all about Montreal, our next stop, and no one had the heart to tell her that we literally just came from Montreal. We did eventually tell her. She was very, very sweet, as all Canadians seem to be. Not many of them, we've noticed on this trip, not many around, but the ones that are absolutely lovely and adorable. So then, yes, so we got on the coach. She gave us some information. She drove us around and around circles around a fountain because it was very beautiful, and it was. So very grateful for that. And then she showed us the Parliament, which was also very beautiful, especially lit up at night. And then we were dropped off at the Canadian Armoury, really. So it's a huge old military kind of hall, and they had loads of seats out for us all, programs on each seat, and then we were all sat down. And then when everyone was sat down, it didn't take long really, the captain and the hotel director came on and did a little welcome speech and thanking all the people in Azamara who'd organised it. And again, blows my mind the logistics that they must have had to do to move us all. I mean, obviously it's quite simple, I guess, but I think it works because it's a cruise line of international people, mainly American, and I think people do what they're told. We like to do what we're told. If there are rules, we follow them. I think on a British ship, everyone would know better. They wouldn't, but they think they would. And I don't think it would work. But because it's a little ship, and because it's so multinational, and because people follow the information and rules, it really worked. It was not chaos at all. It was so organised. And then at the end of the show, the pianist was brilliant. I have to say he kind of knew he was. But he was excellent. But if you got that talent, then you can sort of bask in it, really. He was very talented. He played as many pieces that he had composed. He'd composed a piece for Québec and the government there. He'd composed a piece for UNICEF. He apparently has written music for UEFA and Formula One, although he didn't play that. I was like, oh, play something that I might like. No. But I know all the music was really good. It was great, and I like a piano. It's great. And he had wonderful visuals behind him on a big screen of Québec, and a lot of them, our guide said, because I mean, I wouldn't have really questioned it, but she said it was very unusual that he'd managed to film with no people around. And I'm like, really? We haven't seen many people. But yeah, apparently he filmed some of these optics during COVID and lockdown. So it's him basically at the top by the famous hotel there playing the piano. So incredible visuals, incredible music. He was an incredible guy. And it was an incredible evening, an AzAmazing evening, in fact. So then after the show, he had a standing ovation, well deserved. The show was about 45 minutes long, the concert rather. And then everyone sat down at the end, as the cruise director told us to, and we were all called up. Oh, what's happening with my hair there? Sorry. We were all called up to our coaches by number. So we were number 7, so we waited for 7, and then we were called to our coach, straight on the coach, straight back to the ship. At the ship, we went through the terminal again, and then as we were walking down like the covered sort of concertina like stairway back down to where we got on the ship on the prom deck, the Azamara Quest band were playing. It was lovely. So there's live music as we walked back on the ship. And then you did security, swiped your card. We didn't have bags with us, we didn't need anything, but you go through the security on the prom deck, and then we were all offered either like champagne or cocktails. So we were well looked after, and it definitely was an AzAmazing evening. It's my first one, despite this being my 3rd Azamara cruise, it was my first AzAmazing evening. The first Azamara cruise I did was the Monaco Grand Prix, and there was no AzAmazing evening, I think, because it was quite a significant like event cruise. And then I did a cruise, a very intense Italian intensive cruise a couple of years ago with them, and they still weren't quite doing them the same way after COVID. So I think in that instance, I'm pretty sure some Italian singers, opera singers, came onto the ship and did a concert instead, which, to be fair, much kudos to Azamara. After COVID, I'm sure it would have been very easy to be like, it's a logistical nightmare to organise AzAmazing Evenings, let's ditch them after COVID. They didn't. They carried on and reintroduced them, and after experiencing one now, I'm glad they did, because it was amazing. And it's not something I think my husband and I would have gone to usually, a piano concert. Like, I'd go to a bar, Piano Jewels, or the piano bar, billboard bar thing on Holland America Line. I could go to a piano like that, but a classical kind of piano concert is not something I would usually go to. So it's something very much enjoyed and something very unusual and very memorable for this cruise. But look out on my Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be sharing more about the AzAmazing evening. And it's free as well. Well, I say it's free, it's included in your cruise fare, so you don't have to pay extra for it, and you don't have to book it. Before the cruise, it was on the website of Azamara, and I thought I had to book it, and I tried to book it, and then it kept deleting off the booking. Actually, you don't have to book it. The whole ship is invited. It's a party for everyone. Well, not a party, a concert, but for everyone. And yeah, it's really good. So if you're sailing with Azamara, look out for the AzAmazing evening and enjoy. Thanks for watching.